Barrow made us some normal-looking fish this time, and we agreed on continuing the journey to the settlement by night, as the echoes haven't been seen around these parts for some time. The cold night was bearable, but my aching body wasn't helping, so we stopped again after some hours of walking. I've been meaning to ask you something. Ask away. You never told me about the grave by the trailer. Oh, with the entire echo situation, I ended up forgetting about it. So, when I found the trailer, there was no graffiti in it, and it was full of moldy food and broken stuff. But the most strange thing I found there was the skeleton of a human male. It's common to find these kinds of remains all over the old cities and abandoned places along the way, but this one told a story, you see. He wasn't alone. He had someone with him for a long time, and he died very young. I know this because when I was searching for a place to bury him, I found that grave you were resting upon. Hearing about that gives me the chills. I'm never making that mistake again. Thanks. Well, we'll see about that. Every nook and cranny is filled with those ghost stories. There's not such a place where no one died. Anyway, after I found the grave and noticed the name and dates rudely engraved, I ended up finding something else, a child growth chart in the walls of a sandstone mountain by the lake. Those two were survivors of the end of the world, untouched by waters or flames, and they lived there alone for years. I counted 5 before the growth chart ended. I figured that was when the parent died and the kid started to live alone over there, but he wouldn't last long because the body I found was from someone around 14 years old. I buried him alongside the grave by the lake and cleaned up the trailer and overgrown thorny bushes around. Now it's a safe spot to sleep and get some food when you're out in the desert. This world is full of ghost stories. I almost became one myself. I believe you did the right thing by burying the child. Someone simply threw the bones into the lake or something. Thanks, kid. I only have one more question. Why do you lock the trailer, but leave the key hidden in the stones? Wouldn't it be better to bring it with you? That lake is actually a sulfur lake, lying over an active volcano crater. That's what gives the water that beautiful color. It didn't seem to have erupted after the flood like so many places, though. I ran into that place years ago, when I was searching for a place to stay the night I was hearing the echoes all around. I hate the sound they make. It's otherworldly. It's even worse when they speak like they were the people consumed by the crystals. That's why we call them echoes. They try to mimic the sound of the people they merged with, but end up sounding like a twisted version of them. I guess the name fits them well. Better than ghosts, too. Don't even start with that shit about ghosts. Anyway, do you remember the graffiti in the trailer? Yep. That wasn't me. I have 2 left paws when it comes to art like that. But one day I got to the trailer and finishing graffiti was a small yet totally high opossum. We talked, ate fish together, and decided to share the place by leaving the key hidden. I've only seen him a couple of times after that, but maybe I'll get lucky again. We trade stuff too. I leave him beer almost every time I go there, and he leaves me any food recipe that he gets his paws on. You like to cook? I love cooking, baking, and decorating food. It was my dream to become a chef, but I don't have the time, space, or money to do any of that. Well, I guess that the world situation right now might be guilty of that. Yeah, if the people in the city would let outsiders live there, everything would be better. Why won't they let you live there? Is it some issue with the city, or... Pfft, the hell if I know. We tried to ask them multiple times, but they just say the orders came from a higher place and everything is classified. Also, we should start walking. We're almost there. We keep talking on the way, and Barrow tells me some other theories about why they can't live in the city. They range from people not wanting their jobs taken by outsiders to a secret communication between the city and Terra's legacy colony. We discussed the need for such places as the colony to be already built if there were no knowledge about the catastrophes that would happen until they started happening and we had to flee. A possibility is that they were bomb shelters for a possible nuclear war, but I think it's a valid question. After all, they already had a list of people who were to be allowed there with their respective families. Scientists, doctors, architects, professors of all sorts of studies, and of course a lot of manual laborers to deal with the heavy work, cleaning, and dangerous maintenance the colony would need. Ah, and needless to say, there were the billionaires who paid their way in and brought friends and distant relatives with them, just to waste more resources than they should, leaving other families fragmented and incomplete. They refused to do anything and said that since they were the patrons who gave the colony life, they and the others they brought in should not have to work or follow rules. I guess that in the end, they got what they deserved, even if that started even more chaos. After some more hours of walking, Barrow stopped and waited for me to catch up, and before I could continue passing by him, he put a paw on my shoulder, and I stopped. We are finally here, kid. Welcome to Lauren. To be continued. Okay, guys, so that was it for Run right now. Let us go back. Save. Go back to the main menu. Okay, guys, so that was for build 1. Build 0.1 of Run, and I liked it. I like the story. You know, it reminds me of Fallout, the game, Fallout by Bethesda Softworks, and a furry version of it. And it's very interesting. I liked it. I like Barrow. I think he's cute and, you know, earnest, and he's just adorable. And I think Bram, on the other hand, he said that he's, you know, he worked directly on the experiments did by Varga on the people regarding those crystal monsters. So I think Bram is hiding something. And he did say that he has to be careful about what he should mention to Barrow because, you know, he's maybe scared that Barrow would turn on him if he reveals some sensitive information. So Bram is a sneaky fennec fox who probably has some secrets that we'll find out in later builds. So if you guys like that, I hope you could leave me a like on this video and maybe subscribe if you haven't yet. And I want you guys to take some time to appreciate something in your life today. And I will see you on the next Let's Read. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!